I have a hot take. Lamar Jackson is really good at football. What's up, guys? It is Frankie here. And the Baltimore Ravens are AFC North Champions as they beat the New York Jets in a game that was actually not... I thought it was going to be a 52-3 beatdown. The Jets hung in there a little bit, but the Ravens did their thing for the most part. 42-21 Baltimore. And again, they now move to 11-2 on the year. But tonight is about Lamar Jackson. And I don't know what else is there that is needed to be said at this point about this guy. And we are seeing something truly special at the quarterback position, and we've seen it week in and week out from this guy. Tonight, I think he all but locked up the MVP. If it wasn't a lock... Ismail, good. Congratulations, your final. Good job, my man. What's up, Gabriel? I don't know what else is there to be said. This is maybe the greatest play from a quarterback in a season we've seen. And I don't want to, there's obviously a lot of contenders up for that. You have, in terms of these first 14 games, I'm looking at it here, but you have Mahomes last year. You have Peyton in that year where he threw 55 touchdowns. You have, you had Tom Brady in that year where he threw 50 touchdowns in 2007. A lot of them to Randy Moss. You had Aaron Rodgers in 2011. Drew Brees when he broke the passing yards record. You had Cam Newton when he had that crazy MVP year. This is right up there. This is right up there in terms of dominance, in terms of Lamar should have rested. I mean, he wanted to keep going out there. He wanted to keep doing this, and you can't rest him now because you got to try to win this home field advantage. So I guess if they win next week, I guess they clinch it. So I don't know how that exactly works. They could win it this week if New England and Kansas City both lose, but I don't think that's going to happen. So, and we've seen it all year long. Again, he can beat you with his arm. He can beat you with his leg. He just passed Michael Vick for the all-time single-season quarterback rushing record, which congratulations to him. I mean, I never really got to watch Michael Vick in his prime. I've seen highlights of it, of course, here and there about what he was able to do. But this guy, I mean, I've heard from him about how great Michael Vick was. And to see that he's topped that, and again, his accuracy, his intelligence on the field, again, his mobility, his agility, everything about him, when you watch him, it's a thing to behold. And again, we thought last year we'd seen the greatest thing we'd ever seen with Mahomes. This may have even topped that, again, because it's a combination, and Mahomes could run too, but it's a combination of how great he is passing and running. That is, again, a sight to behold. And this whole season, another 5-touchdown game today with some great deep throws down the field. But his team is so good at compensating. He did miss a few throws, but I mean the throws that he does make, and again his rushes that he has. I mean, he had a couple good ones tonight. Nothing as good as his run against the Bengals back in whenever that was a few weeks ago. The one against the Bengals, the spin move, the long touchdown. But Ravens D was kind of sketchy. The Ravens D, it was not a great night for the Ravens defense. But you give it up 21 to the Jets, but it didn't matter when you have Lamar there. Remember when Rosen was a media giant? Everyone next to thought Lamar was wide receiver and should be quarterback when fall. Yeah, Josh Rosen got drafted higher than Lamar Jackson. Josh Rosen's probably going to be on his third team next year. Lamar Jackson's about to win MVP. So think about that. I mean, right now, if you're every team right now, even if you're the Jets, you got to sit there and go. Even if you're the Ravens, I guess even the Bills too. Even though the Bills are having a good year this year, and again Miami, or you especially Miami, you got to think. I can't believe we let that guy go down this far. It is amazing that we've reached this point yet again with him. Again, 5 touchdowns tonight. He threw for 212 yards, 86 rushing yards as well. Also, in fantasy implications, if he averages 20 fantasy points in the next 2 weeks, or just gets 40 next week, he will break the all-time fantasy single-season points record set by LaDainian Tomlinson in 2006. So we're reaching that kind of air here with Lamar, and it really, when you just step back and look at it all, considering where this guy was, last year. When he gets drafted and everybody's thinking, all right, he's not a real quarterback. When he has that great stretch, R.I.P. to Juice WRLD. Yes, R.I.P. Juice WRLD, absolutely. Lucid Dreams. This game was over when I think it was RG3 was walking into the stadium today, playing a jukebox, playing Lucid Dream, playing Juice WRLD's music. So that was right then. Game was over right then, and again to see, and he has that nice run last year, but I was like, all right. it's mid-season. How good? Again, like people think eventually he's going to fall off, and then he does against the Chargers in the wild card game, and everybody thinks, all right, we've seen the real Lamar Jackson. I have an entire month off of school. What should I do with my idle time? Relax, enjoy yourself, enjoy life, and we'll always be here. So if you need time during the game, we're always here. We're always here to have live streams during the season. This game was a blowout. Yes, Bryson, it was. It was It was dunzo. I'm so proud of Lamar, man. I'm absolutely proud of Lamar. But again, I think we all expected this to be a blowout. I mean, did anyone really expect the Jets to compete in this game? And if you want me to kill the Jets, I can't really get angry about the Jets because the Ravens are the best team in football right now, and it's not even really close. I mean, I guess you can make an argument for the Niners, but what the Jets have done, and then you have, again, Lamar and how great he is, and you have, if you want me to kill the Jets. All right, I mean, I guess I could. Sam Darnold, wasn't terrible tonight, although he did have an awful interception late. They did have the 4th and 1 they didn't convert early. Their offensive line's a joke. If he's going to be better, he needs to have a better offensive line. Absolutely. The turnovers were rough. I still don't know what to really make of him. If this is the guy going forward, I think it is. I mean, he was much better in the last few weeks, but then every once in a while we get a game like this. And so, I think Lamar's ceiling is higher than Darnold's ceiling, sadly. And as someone from New Jersey who wants this guy to succeed, it just looks like I'm just worried that this is who he's going to be. This is who he's going to be. Where every once in a while he'll have a few good games and then that'll be it. I mean, look at the Ravens. Look at Lamar comes in, immediately turns the team around. It'd be nice if Darnold could do that, but Darnold has a lot of variables that are working against him. I'm doing well, David. It's good to see you again. But again, this was an excellent performance from Lamar. Yet again, this all but locks up the MVP. I think he's got it now. He doesn't really. I don't think he really has to do anything in the next 2 games. I think it's already given it to him. The question is whether or not it's going to be unanimous. Lamar also was the leading rusher today. He had 8 carries for 86 yards, no touchdowns, and there was no dominating receiving performance today. Everybody got a little bit of everything. It was Seth Roberts, it was Mark Andrews, it was Marquise Brown. Everybody got their share today. I mean, we had a 24-yard touchdown from Lamar to Marquise, a 33-yard touchdown from Lamar to Seth Roberts. It was insane. Again, so many touchdowns in this game. So much scoring from the Ravens. Ravens are the best. Lamar for MVP. Ravens are the best organization. They have been, since they've gotten to Baltimore, they've been one of the most professional organizations out there. And even though they did, they have 2 Super Bowls now, and who knows, they might have a 3rd before this year is out. Every week for 10 weeks, Lamar's been the talk of the NFL. Yeah, I mean, it was after the Miami game that people were like, all right, is he really that good? The Miami game, people were sitting there going, okay, all right, he's good, but the team stinks. And then every week afterwards, remember when the Jets were going to run the table and be playoff contenders? Yeah, that was a joke. They have they have one of the worst coaches in the league, and they have a terrible offensive line, and everybody on the team's hurt. And I don't know how good Darnold is. Sam scored more points than I thought he would. Yeah, again, I did not think the Jets were going to score 21. The problem is they gave up 42, but I can't really blame the defense. Yeah, the defense had a rough going today, but the Ravens have been doing that to everybody, so I can't really. Need to get Sam a primetime receiver. Yes, a receiver would be nice, and a lot of guys on the offensive line. They have to improve this offensive line in any way they can, because you got to give him more time. You can't just sit there and as soon as he gets the ball, there are guys already up in him, already up trying to tackle him. You can't have that. Yes, he doesn't get rid of the ball fast enough, but I mean, there's just too many problems with this Jets team right now. And again, in a year where they're supposed to head forward, they step back, and now it's about what are you going to do with the draft, and what is Joe Douglas going to do in the offseason. Just could have been good this year if Sam didn't get mono and better staffing. I don't think even if Sam did get mono, I still fine. Maybe they'd be a little bit better, but I don't think it'd be too much better. They still have that bought offensive line, and yeah, Gase is still a bad coach. They still lost to the Dolphins and the Bengals, so. Maybe Greg Williams should have put out another bounty on Lamar. Oh, gosh. Greg Williams, too. I'm so sick of him. Woody Johnson's brother needs to sell the whole Jets. Yeah, the Mets did it with the Wilpons. Hey, Jets, you could do yourself a huge favor with this entire state, with all of New York and New Jersey and every Jet fan out there if you sell, just like the Wilpons did. The Wilpons did it. You guys got to do it, too. Just realize, hey, we can't run an NFL team. Let's sell. Bills ran the table and will make the playoff 3rd best defense in the running game with Josh Brown and Beasley. No, the Bills. I think I took the Bills to beat the Steelers. They were the underdogs, but I took the Bills. Again, nice running game and a great defense. But man, this again, we've seen it all year. It's not really surprising at this point from Lamar, but it's just every week. I'm just so glad that I get to watch this guy play. Every week I just get to see him do new and exciting things, and every week now. I mean, I'm looking at his stats. What's the total this year? Is it 28 touchdowns or 32? Oh, yeah, 33 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He had the 5-touchdown game against Miami. Then, remember, they lost 2 in a row. They lost to Kansas City and they lost to Cleveland, which I don't understand the Cleveland loss now. Then they beat Pittsburgh. And then they beat Pittsburgh in overtime. Then they beat Cincinnati. And then they beat Seattle. Then they beat New England. Again, the New England game was nice too. The New England game was like, okay, all right, this guy's great. Then the Cincinnati win was pretty big too. That was the game where he had the nice spin move. They won that game. Gosh, they've won. They're on like an 11. They're on an 11-game winning streak here. Wait, is it 11 or 10? They're on a 10-game winning streak here. Then they beat Houston. He scores 4 touchdowns. They beat the Rams. He scores 5 touchdowns. Beats the Niners barely, but that's gonna happen. Beats the Bills and then today he had 3 touchdowns against the Bills. Now 5 touchdowns against. I mean, I'm looking at it here. In the last 6 weeks, guys, in the last 6 games that Lamar's played, I'm trying to do the numbers here. It's astonishing. The last 6 games, 21 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 2 rushing touchdowns. It's crazy. I don't care who you play. That is crazy. It is ridiculous. I want the Bills to beat the Patriots next week. I don't think I still think New England's gonna turn it around. So the Bills are gonna get in Foxborough. They aren't losing 2 games in a row up there, and Josh Allen's too stupid to beat this New England defense. I'm not gonna say Josh Allen is stupid, but yeah, I think New England's gonna. New England just can't collapse this badly. The way they've played here again over the last 2 weeks, the losses to Houston and the loss to Kansas City, they've got to turn around at some point. I refuse to believe New England's this bad. I think Belichick's gonna figure it out this week. Whatever the problem is, I think they'll figure it out. You expect Ravens to win out and secure home field advantage. There are 2 games coming up. They play Cleveland and they play Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Why not? Again, they're the best team in football right now. Now, again, I don't know what the standings are. I don't know what the home field scenarios are. But I think if they beat Cleveland, they clinch. Is that true? If they beat Cleveland, they clinch. I think it would be. I think I'm looking at the stats here. I think if they beat, although actually if Kansas City loses this week and then they beat Cleveland, I think they clinch. So whatever, because Kansas City did beat Baltimore earlier in the year, so they have Kansas City has the head-to-head tiebreaker over Baltimore. Baltimore has the head-to-head tiebreaker against New England. That's how that works. But there's no reason, as long as whatever games they need to win, I think they'll win it. They're that good right now, and they're on a mission. Ravens have tiebreaker. Yeah, the Ravens have the tiebreaker over New England. Kansas City has the tiebreaker over Baltimore. That is how that works right now. By the way, watching the NBA right now, Denver is beating Portland 59-51. Great game from Joel Embiid tonight. Really stepped up against Boston. Make sure to like the stream. Thank you, Gabriel, for supporting. Again, as always. I think KC's the only team that might beat the Ravens. What's up? It's all godly. I think KC's the only team that might beat the Ravens in the playoffs. Is KC the only team that might beat the Ravens? I'll give New England a shot. I will give New England a shot again because of the coaching, and it's really on past experience. When you're talking about New England this year, there's nothing about now that makes you want to think the Patriots are going to win. It's all about the past. It's all about the past what New England has done. That makes you say, all right, New England's going to get there. It's all about the past. And they've shown nothing this year offensively that makes you think they're any good. The Knicks finally won a game. Whatever. They beat Golden State in overtime. Yippity-doo. I'm supposed to get excited over that. Thank you for the congratulations, but they still stink. 5 wins on the year, yay. And yes, KC too. Although it's Andy Reid in the playoffs. That one also I can't really get behind. But again, if Mahomes can figure it out, because Kansas City hasn't really had a great year either. Ever since Mahomes' injury, they haven't really been the same. Please give Lamar the MVP. MVPs rarely win the trophy. Oh, you're definitely all right. You're right. Yeah, the MVP hasn't won a Super Bowl in forever. The Knicks should be renamed the Numbskulls. Whatever you want to call them. Whatever you want to call them, just call them losers. Anything you want. Lamar's getting MVP. Lamar's getting, and I don't think there's anyone else that can make. For a while, I thought, okay, maybe Deshaun, maybe Russell Wilson, maybe Rodgers. No, right now, there's nobody out there that you can make an argument for except Lamar. I think he should get it unanimously. He should win this award unanimously. Back to football. What a bunch of primetime snoozers. By the way, this is the last Thursday night football game of the year, so celebrate. Pop the champagne. This is water, but pop it anyway. No more Thursday night football games. We get 3 Saturday games next week, and then we get all Sunday the week after that. So no more Thursday night. Hallelujah. That means next week we can watch Lakers Bucks, which is the Thursday night game, which I can't wait. Can you summarize the Mahomes injury? Mahomes has been injured he had the hand injury this week. I think he's gonna play. He had the other injury. Didn't he have the injury with the leg earlier in the year? He had a bruised hand this week, or last week he suffered. Mahomes said it's no longer an issue, so we expect him to play. That's what's really been going on. But yeah, he got hurt earlier in the year, and now it looks like he's fine. But yeah, he suffered there were a couple times this year where you thought it was going to be a disaster for him, and he was able to survive both of them. Lamar played like a boss, but still. Yeah, again, that was the intrigue of this game. This game had no intrigue other than Lamar. The only thing you were interested in this game is how Lamar going to do. Because you knew the Jets probably weren't going to win this game. And I took Baltimore minus 12.5 and banked on that. Next week, the Warriors by 2 points. Congrats to Knicks on your win. Yay. Again, I can't really get too excited. They've won 4 games this year. I can't scream and yell about it. I can't be too happy about these pathetic performances from the Knicks. Even though when they win, just like, all right, the five wins, yay. Again, what a fantastic performance tonight, again, from Lamar. Again, breaking Michael Vick's rushing record. I should get Twitter up here. But the 5, hold on. Okay, twitter.com/ESPN. All right, the 5 passing touchdowns, over 200 yards, so many great throws, so many great plays all throughout the year. The Ravens have won back-to-back AFC North titles. They've come a long way from the Joe Flacco era, mercifully over. Oh, by the way, Tom Brady during the game tweeted, me versus Lamar, 40-yard dash on national Tom Brady tweeted during the game, me versus Lamar, 40-yard dash on natural grass, but he has to wear rollerblades. Who's buying that pay-per-view? I think I'll skip that. I'm not buying, after the Mayweather-Pacquiao pay-per-view, I'm not buying really anything. Lamar should win MVP. Lamar is the first player in NFL history to have at least 5 passing touchdowns and 50 rushing yards in multiple games. He's done it twice in the last 4 weeks. 5 touchdowns, again, broke Michael Vick's rushing yards record in a season. It's just, he's insane. He is absolutely insane. And I never thought this guy was going to be this good. I thought he had potential coming out of Baltimore, but I was like, this is insane what he's done. Celtics versus Sixers tonight. Yeah, great win by Philadelphia. And a terrific performance by Embiid as well. I live in Virginia, so when the Redskins do bad, we bandwagon the Ravens. That's fair. I think I have a friend who lives in Virginia. So is it Virginia or North Carolina? I can't remember. Wherever my friend Noah is, you know who you are, and I hope you're enjoying the Ravens this year. Don't cry for New England, but they got robbed at least of OT in Foxborough. Fat Andy and his OP is never winning the chip with no running game. Andy is fat, so I can't really argue that. He just doesn't know time management. For some reason in the playoffs, he's had all these heartbreaking losses. It's like Marty Schottenheimer. New England still got robbed of at least an OT. Oh, last week, yeah, that was a terrible call. That was a terrible call. But the Patriots couldn't challenge it. They used both of their challenges. So read this. What is it, Anthony? I can't read it. Whatever you toasted, I can't read it yet. Last quarterback to beat New England twice in a season was Joe Flacco, like 8 years ago. Joe Flacco again was the last guy. I remember that. That was 2012 because it was I remember those 2 games. It was 2012 because it was the replacement refs game, or it was right before the replacement refs. New England missed a field goal at the end, I think it was, or Baltimore hit the game-winning field goal. I can't remember. It was one or the other. And then in the AFC Championship game, Baltimore beat New England, leading to the win against the Niners. I seen the highlights. I agreed the Patriots to get robbed by the refs. So of course they got robbed, but how many times have the Patriots been saved by the refs? So I guess that's an unfair thing to say, but. Do you play your starters if the Ravens win, or just to show them how you are? No, I think if you clinch home field advantage, you rest. I think if you clinch home field advantage, you rest. Or at least you have them play the first possession, and then away you go. I've been in New Jersey once. It looks rough out there. New Jersey's a wonderful state. There's problems. Yeah, they've got some stuff. We had some terrible things happen this week, and our prayers with everybody involved there. But yeah, it's a fun state. It's a very fun, interesting state. Have you seen Yankee fans lately? They're crying and mad about the Astros. I'm not crying. I'm not mad about it anymore. I was one of the Yankee fans who were crying and mad about the Astros, but eventually I got over it. And by the way, our thoughts and prayers are with David Stern. David Stern had a brain injury, I think it was. I'm trying to get the exact details. David Stern had a brain hemorrhage earlier today. He underwent emergency surgery. So yeah, our prayers are with him. We hope that he's doing okay. Loved David Stern. Great commissioner for the NBA, and so yeah, we just hope he's okay. But yeah, in terms of Yankee fans crying about the Astros, again, I've given up. I'm not crying about the Astros anymore. Yeah, it happened. I've moved on. You know, I cried about it the night they lost, but yeah, since I'm crying about the cheating, whatever, it happened. The Astros were a better team. So, but now hopefully we'll get revenge next year. Hopefully now that we have Garrett Cole, hopefully we'll get our revenge. Right? Wow, that is so mean. That is so mean. The guy might be dying here, dude. Please. That's kind of rough. That's kind of rough. You're good, man, but like that's messed up. Oh. Yeah, that is the one thing that the CP3 trade he never did give. And if we're talking about David Stern's legacy, he never really gave a good explanation as to why he sent Chris Paul to the Lakers. He voided that trade. I mean, I would have loved to have seen it. I thought it was a bummer that he did it, but again, it helped propel the Clippers into a few years of relevancy. We've hit Frankie over this enough by now. No, it's fine. I'm here to talk about whatever. Do you think Lamar can keep taking hits? I think it's unfair they don't talk about the hits Josh Allen takes. No, it's fair. It's a totally fair question. We saw what happened with RG3, who's now back up here in Baltimore. We've seen it happen with a few guys. How many hits? I mean, these running quarterbacks. You know, you're going to get hurt more often than you're not. You're going to be out there in the open, and we've seen this happen a lot. Do I think he can keep taking his hits right now? I mean, I don't know if he has. Does he have the body for it? I mean, can he survive 2 or 3 more years? I say yes, but you know, I can't really give a definitive answer right now because it all depends on, you know, what kind of hits he's taking. Right now, he's fine. In 2-3 years, he's probably going to have at least one bang up, at least one injury. But I mean, we saw Mahomes last year. We saw Mahomes last year with, you know, wow, this guy's amazing. He's going to dominate the league for years, and then this year he gets hurt, and you know he's still good, but he's not as good as he once was. David Stern over all the commissioners going on right now. Adam Silver's been a pretty good commissioner. He has the stuff at the China stuff that was a problem. Manfred actually has done a pretty good job with baseball. So, but yeah, Stern was a great commissioner. No salary cap relief because he wanted to get even with Red Auerbach. I'm not saying. I'm not saying he was perfect Stern, but like I've enjoyed most. I think most of the stuff that he did for the league was positive, and he was the commissioner when the NBA had its renaissance or its peak there back in the 80s and 90s. RB3 was Pete Rozelle to put. Rozelle was the best commissioner of all. That's. I'm trying to think, was anybody up there in terms of like greatest sports? I think Rozelle's number one. Starts the NFL AFL merger and then leads that league into the Super Bowl, which is the biggest thing we have going right now. Goodell is one of the worst. He's a PR nightmare. He might retire after his contract's up, which please Goodell retire. I can't watch him anymore. So yeah, no salary cap. We went over that. Yeah, RG3 the incompetence. Oh yeah, RG3 probably shouldn't have been out there. He shouldn't have been hurt, but it was such a bummer. Right then, when RG3 got hurt in that Seahawks game, I remember telling my family after RG3 got hurt in that Seahawks game, I'm like, that could be the end of his career, and it was. They're having a very somber inside the NBA right now because they're talking about the Stern stuff. So very, very sad. That's why the Ravens need to win the Super Bowl this year because that style is hard to maintain long term. And also because, again, you can't, as we know right now in the NFL, oh gosh, what's all that noise? I gotta turn all that off. But as we know right now, in the NFL, it's hard to, okay, it's 50. It's hard to keep, nothing is guaranteed in this league. The Patriots are a rarity. You can't every year expect you're going to be in the Super Bowl. You have to take advantage of the opportunity when you have it to you. And we've been over this. How many Super Bowls has Drew Brees been to? Since he won one. How many times has Aaron Rodgers been back? Seattle, after they lost that Super Bowl, Cam Newton, Matt Ryan. I mean, and we've seen the Rams take a step back this year. When you have that chance, grab it, take it. There is no promise that you're going to win this, that you're going to be back. So, it will be important for them to try to win it this year. Yes, the steaming pile of trash is better than Roger Goodell. Worse. I know he's done a lot of good stuff with the money and the contracts and all that, but he's a PR nightmare. He mishandled the Ray Rice thing, the Deflategate. There's so many things that he's done wrong in this league. It's just incompetence. The Bountygate was a joke. RG3 is the Ravens' backup quarterback now. That's why I mentioned him. At least you're not crybaby like John Boy and followers constantly talking about nice job getting cold. Better hope his arm doesn't blow out. I don't hate John Boy. I mean, I know John Boy's done a lot of stuff with the Astros things here. I mean, yeah, we got to move on from Houston. I understand wanting to get him on this, just in case, but I moved on from it. It is what it is. Whatever. And thank you for getting Cole. I hope his arm injury doesn't happen. I hope he's able to be good. It's all about, I don't care what he does in the regular season. It's about what do you do in the postseason. Can you give me 3 or 4 quality starts in the postseason? If you can, we're gonna win the whole thing. I think. And if our hitting, if we continue to hit. So, Greg Roman is going to get a head coach job. Ravens better win now or it's done. Frankie and Bad Dog are my favorite Yankee fans. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Bad Dog's good. Bad Dog's good. A lot of good YouTubers out there in the YouTube community that hopefully one day we'll be able to do collabs with all of them. But for now we're just churning along. Also, She Got Sports. She Got Sports is very good too. Yeah, I like her as well. Also, I should point out, if you're new to this channel and you like what you see, make sure you subscribe down there below. Hit the notification bell. We have videos every week, every day about sports. We have a live stream tomorrow reacting to Heat Lakers, so check that out. Right after Heat Lakers game tomorrow, we'll have a live reaction to that. Saturday night is the live Heisman show. That will be at 8 o'clock, so tune in for that. Sunday, we'll have a live reaction after the NFL games, after Bills Steelers. We'll have a breakdown of that. Monday night, a reaction to Colts Saints. We have 4 consecutive days of show. It's like the 12 days of Frankie or whatever it is. I don't think it's 12 days, but however many days it is, that's really stupid. That's an ego thing right there to name it after me, but whatever. We got a lot of stuff coming up here in the next video. We're working almost nonstop. I've worked almost every day in the last 6-7 days. So it's been a crazy ride, and we're here to keep doing shows for you guys. So got a lot of stuff planned here. So how do you feel about Duck Hodges, Frankie? He's gotten the job done. I mean, he's kept winning, and again, that I feel like is more of a credit to Tomlin. I don't know how good Hodges is. It's weird that his name is Duck. Which, okay, I mean, that's a new one. It's really a credit to Tomlin. The fact that he plugs these guys in and they keep winning. Also, by the way, this is the 4th straight losing season for the Jets. It's the longest drought for the franchise in the Super Bowl era. I mean, I can't sit there and go, oh, same old Jets. The Ravens did this to almost every team this year. So this isn't a game I can scream and yell about. But it was very, very predictable. Again, the Steelers keep winning. They're 8-5. Last week, Hodges went 16 for 19, 152 yards and 1 touchdown. Accurate, got the throws, did enough. So, what is this going to mean going forward for Hodges, for the Steelers? Are they going to get to that playoff spot? They might. It's really going to come down to what happens on Sunday night. That's a huge game between the two, I think, leaders right now, between the Bills and the Steelers. I know his real name is Devlin. I know that. Yankee fan roundtable sounds great. People will hate everybody and you guys at the same time, but that idea is YouTube gold. Of course, I don't mind it. I don't mind the slings and arrows. I don't mind it. I'm a Yankee fan. It's what we do. Jeter, Jets are still really mediocre for years, of course. And as long as they got this ownership group, as long as they got the way this general manager. I mean, I don't know what's gonna go with Douglas. I feel like Gase is a below average head coach. We saw what he did in Miami. His play calling is not great. So. I feel like they're just going to continue to be. They've been bad ever since they lost the AFC Championship game to the Steelers. Ever since then, they haven't gotten to the playoffs. They had the one year where they almost beat the Bills in the playoff game, and the Bills knocked us out. We got eliminated that. So that was the closest. But since then, gosh, Devin Hodges is better than Mason Rudolph. I mean, I guess, but that's such a low bar to clear. Then. Mason Rudolph almost took a helmet to that. Mason Rudolph, who was lucky to still be alive. But yeah, Hodges. It's not like they're awful. That's what's so annoying about them, that you always have hope, but they always steal your heart. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot, like a lot of teams locally. The Jets have that. The Mets have that. The Knicks. There's a lot of teams that you think they're going to be good, and then they just rip your heart at the end. But yeah, the Jets have been awful a few years, and this year they've been bad. I don't know if I call them awful. They were awful more at the beginning of the year. They were able to turn it around. The Giants are worse than the Jets. Pat Shurmur, and by the way, we will have a Pat Shurmur live reaction to hopefully when he gets fired. That will come out. Mark Sanchez was horrible. The win now years ruined the franchise. Sanchez was not great those first 2 years with the Jets. I mean, he did his job, but it was more a great defense and a really good running game. That's what carried the Jets. Sanchez was just a game manager, and he kept the team alive, and then in 2011 he fell apart. You think it may be time for Big Ben to retire? No, not yet. I want to see what he is next year. We don't know what he's like. Come back next year and we'll see how he is. I mean, I think it's time for Alex Smith to retire. I don't think he's ever going to be the same from that leg injury. So, it's guys like that. I'm not saying Phillip Rivers, maybe. Eli, definitely. Ben, I'm not leaning on that yet. I'm not going to sit here yet and say, oh, definitely Big Ben should retire. I got to wait and see on Big Ben. So, I think Ben will retire next season unless he has a huge season. After next season, do you think Ben? Again, I think he'll definitely come back next year. Whether or not the year after that is going to be determined by how good he'll be next year, or maybe he'll be the kind of guy that'll try to go out on top. Notice before you guys got Cole Yankee fans like Cole asked the organization sheet, but when they called the team, only hitters and coaches were doing it. Hypocrites. Yeah, I saw some of that. I mean, I don't know. Again, I'll take Cole. I have no. I mean, look, I can't sit here and say that we're innocent. We have you have Chapman on our team, who's a wife beater. We have Germán still on our team, also a wife beater, or at least he slapped his wife. We're trying to get Josh Hader, alleged racist, Jonathan Hader, alleged racist. So we don't mind digging into the dirt here. That's what we do apparently, just try to win. So yeah, we'll take Cole. I don't mind it. And hey, whatever happened in Houston, hopefully it won't happen with us. Big Ben may play another year. I want Duck to be the starter. No. Next year Ben should be the starter. Ben's a 2-time Super Bowl champion. He's earned the right to be the starter of this team. Now, what happens after that will remain to be determined. But right now, Big Ben absolutely deserves to be starting next year for this team. As long as he wants it, he deserves it. So, but my hope, I was thinking about this today, what I want next year is for the Yankees to hit a game-winning home run against the Astros in Game 7 of the ALCS, and for whatever guy it is to come around the bases, and then like as he comes to home plate, they like put a trash can on home plate, and he like the guy running takes a bat and just hits the trash can with it as he crosses home plate. That would be amazing. That's my dream, hopefully for next year. That probably won't happen, but that'd be my ultimate dream. Bryson, you're probably a Houston fan, so sorry to bother you about that. But I don't hate you. I don't even hate Houston. It's just like we're rivals at this point. I don't hate the Astros, but we're rivals, so that's what it is. The only team I really hate is the Red Sox. That's the really only team that I'm like, all right, I want you guys to not do well. I agree. I want Duck to be a star too. Most Steelers fans may agree. Not yet. I'm still giving Big Ben the shot. I'm still giving Big Ben the opportunity, the 2-time Super Bowl champion. I'm still giving him the opportunity, and all he's done with this franchise. I'm still giving him the chance to start this. There's no way I'm like saying, again, as long as he wants it, as long as he's healthy, as long as he's ready. I want to see him out there. So I don't mind it. I want to see him out there next year. So, by the way, it is now 62-53 Denver here. I should look up what the stat line was tonight for the. I know Embiid had a great night tonight. Philadelphia won that game 115-109. Embiid 38 and 13. No, who cares about what Shaq and Barkley have to say? I'm going to score 38 and 13 tonight. Was Simmons good? Oh, Simmons had 7 points. Simmons had 30. Simmons was there on the court for 36 minutes at 7 points. Ugh, come on. Again, if people pay their due to society after their crimes, I'm fine with them playing. I guess I am too. I mean, look, if baseball came out with a rule and said like, if you're convicted of beating your wife, you're out of the game, I wouldn't sit there and be opposed to it. I mean, but it's a weird situation to be in. It's a weird. That's why Osuna, back to Houston. I think Osuna should be allowed to play. Not that I don't think he did it. I think he definitely did it. But it's like he also wasn't convicted, so you can't really sit there and say, "Oh, you shouldn't be allowed to play." But people like John Boy and Yes Network won't tell you that. Yeah. What's up, Dreamy Pandana? Big Ben deserves starting John Branky, but didn't start out so well for the Patriots at the beginning of the year. That's because the Steelers have a way of playing down to the Patriots. Every year, the Steelers just cannot beat New England. That is my one problem. That's why I was considering getting rid of Tomlin, because I'm like, this guy just can't beat New England at all. But now, New England might not even be the number one team in the AFC next year. That might be Baltimore. It might be a team in their own division. It might be Kansas City next year. It all depends. We got so much of the season. We have off season. There's still a lot to look forward to in terms of what's going to happen here. But next year's going to be good. Next year's going to be good too. But I'm enjoying this year so far. I've really enjoyed this year. I've really enjoyed this year in the NFL. It's been fun. There's been stuff to complain about, stuff to enjoy. Steelers seem to play down to everybody. I did hear the UK had elections, and I'm not going to comment on it. This is not a political show. I really have no opinion. I don't know what happened. I kind of know, but I don't really. it's just all over my head. We have to worry about our own election. Next year is going to be the worst year in American history. So I just want to put off all elections right now until then. Next year is just going to be awful. Lamar made the NFL really enjoyable this year. Oh yeah, Lamar. Last year it was Mahomes. This year it was Lamar. The Steelers seem to play down to everyone. Yeah, again, that's the problem. They played down to the Jaguars a few years ago when they played them, and they're playing now down to they always play down to New England. It's like, this is your rival here. Be better than them, or at least compete with them. Sorry for bringing up. It's all right. We're just trying to we just want to calm the waters there. This is a safe space. It's a space to talk about sports and happiness and life and all that and the joys that life brings. It just seems the Steelers are different with that. They are, but again, I still don't think. And maybe Steelers fans disagree with me, but I haven't heard many fans talk about it because I guess people haven't really talked about it yet. I'm not the kind of person that's going to sit there and try to want to bench Big Ben after this year. It's all right, Niso. This year the NFL has actually been good. Speaking of what we're going to see, how do you think the XFL will do round 2? I think I was asked this a while back. I don't think they're going to do well. I give credit to Vince McMahon that he wants to try to, I understand his mindset that was a terrible mistake that he made a few years ago, and he's trying to erase he wants to correct that. I get it. If the AAF or whatever that league was called, the American Football League, the American Alliance, the AAF, I think it was the AAF. If that league didn't work, and that league had much smarter people interested in it, that had a much better brain trust. If that league didn't work, that league didn't even make it through the season. I don't think this league's gonna work. I don't think this league's gonna work at all. That's just a gut feeling on my part. Because again, if that league didn't work, and that league had support from the NFL and it couldn't work, what makes you think this is gonna work? So. I'm interested to see what will happen here with the XFL, but I feel like the AAF was the worst thing that could have happened to the XFL because now it's just like, all right, if that league tried to work, it did. I think that all of this. I think the NFL is back on good footing here now, so I think it's a little bit riskier now for these leagues to try and compete against the NFL. Now that the NFL is back, I think on much safer footing than it was a few years ago. Again, good to see you again, Niso. Doesn't have notice that they became good. Yeah, again, back in the day, Brady and Belichick were able to take average talent and make them great. This year, they haven't been able to do that. They've been taking average talent, bad talent, and they haven't made them great. And these receivers still can't get separation, and they can't get to the ball. Last year, I called that Lamar would be as good as he'd been, and no one believed me. I knew he'd be amazing. I mean, credit to that. I don't think I picked the Ravens to make the playoffs. I wasn't sold on Lamar. I was like, that was a good year last year, but his game against the Chargers stunk, so I wasn't sold on them, and I was wrong. Gosh, look at the Broncos with Drew Lock. I think Flacco is washed up now. Flacco's been washed up for a few years now. Again, he got the contract, and I'm out. My talent is gone. He was never really that good. He just had that one playoffs. So, I don't know what you do next year. You signed Flacco to this big deal, so I think you have to keep him. But Lamar in the playoffs, will he be MVP caliber similar to last year against the Chargers? I'm going to say with the experience that he's had from last year, he's learned from his mistakes last year, I think he's going to be better. He's going to have a home playoff game this year, so I think that will ease the trouble. I think Lamar improved this year from last year, absolutely. The AFL was going down regardless. The only good thing it had was the on-the-field football. Hold on, wait. No, I think the AAF was going to fail eventually too. But it was just like, okay, even though I thought it was eventually going to go down, I'm like, okay, there's still a lot of talent. There's still some brain trust here. I think it can hang around for just a few years. I think it can hang around. I think it can do well. And no, it didn't even make it through the year. That's what shocks me. I thought the AAF had a much better chance of succeeding than the XFL, but I didn't think either was going to succeed that much. The AAF didn't even make it through the whole year. That's what's stunning to me. Flacco was the highest paid. I remember that too. I think we were on vacation, or I think I was at Six Flags, I remember, back in 2013 when I read the contract. Oh, they signed Flacco to the highest paid contract in sport. Oh, dear. Or highest paid quarterback in the league. And I was like, okay. Or maybe it was at Barnes & Noble, I can't remember. But yeah, I remember reading that contract. And it was just like, all right, here we go. And, ooh, boy. He got it. He got all that money. And I thought he earned it after that Super Bowl. But then he stunk afterwards. You know, he just didn't have the talent. Ray Lewis, I think he was just motivated by Ray Lewis. I think he was like, okay, Ray Lewis is retiring. I want to give him one more Super Bowl, and he did. I love Drew Lock because he does the Buzz Lightyear laser thing. I love that. Oh, that's fun too. The Buzz Lightyear thing, that's cool. That's a cool celebration. I give him credit for that. A strong defense and the power outages to a ring. No. The power outages. The Ravens were still winning that. Remember, the Ravens were up 28-3. That power outage benefited the Niners. I guess you're trying to make a joke here. No, yeah, that was a good defense from Baltimore that year. Had some great upsets. Had the great game against Denver. The great touchdown at the end. And then, yeah, the New England win, which was pretty good. And then the Niners game. Remember, they were up, I think, 28-3 when the power went out. Or something like that. 28-3, 28-6 or whatever. The power went out, and San Francisco came roaring back. That benefited Kaepernick. We shouldn't mention Kaepernick. Back when you could say Colin Kaepernick's name and not have to issue a trigger warning. The Niners came roaring back. The Ravens made a few mistakes, and the Niners almost won it. But the fourth down, there was a controversial pass interference call or non-call, and the Ravens won the game. So yeah, the Ravens had a good defense that year, and Flacco was really good. Flacco was really good in that postseason. I was like, all right, pay him. He's earned it. But it did not work. It did not work for Baltimore at all. I can't really blame them for after him winning a Super Bowl. Like, you're going to pay him. Have you heard about Joe Burrow? That guy won a bunch of awards. And of course, I've been watching Joe Burrow all year. Great talent. Love the way he throws the ball. Fun to watch at LSU. Probably going to win the Heisman on Saturday. And by the way, again, we will be doing a Heisman show on Saturday, so we will be able to react to Joe Burrow probably winning the Heisman. He's had a great year. Probably going to be the first pick in the draft. The Cincinnati Bengals maybe have found their franchise quarterback. Oh, and congratulations to Niso and the Angels getting Rendon. You add that to Trout. I want the Angels to do better because I don't hate the Angels at all. And because you get a guy like Trout, the best player in baseball, and he is just, no one knows where he is. No one cares. He's on at a weird time. He's never on in the postseason. No one really knows how good this guy is, or I feel like people kind of do. I mean, if you're a baseball fan, you know like this guy is one of the great players of all time, and he's a future Hall of Famer, and he's a legend, but he's never in the postseason. How many times has Mike Trout been in the postseason? I'm like, is it one? All right, Angels seasons. I think it was one. I think it was one season that the Angels were in the playoffs. I think that was the year they got swept by the Royals. So we never get to see this guy and his greatness. So you add Rendon to that. Hopefully that'll give them another push. I mean, I feel bad for Mike Trout. I feel bad. I wish he hadn't signed that contract. All right, so yeah. Since Mike Trout was the Rookie of the Year in 2012. Since that, the Angels made the playoffs one time. And they got swept by the Royals. Other than that, it was 89-73 the year he was Rookie of the Year. And then he was 78-84, 98-64, that's the year they made the playoffs. And then since then, 85-77, 74-88, 80-82, 80-82, 72-90. Mike Trout's won 3 MVPs. Mike Trout's won 3 MVPs, and they haven't made the playoffs any year. It's a joke. Where does that rank all time? Like the 3 MVPs? Like, that has to be like... Ugh. In terms of American League guys, he joins Yogi, he joins Joe D, he joins Jimmy Fox, and Mickey Mantle as 3 MVP guys. It's sad. It's sad. He deserves better. But no offense, I hate the Yankees. Oh, that's fair. That's a fair argument. Hey, by the way, congrats to Scott Boras. All 3 of his clients got paid big time during this winter meeting. So good job by him. But yeah, good for the Angels. Hopefully this will improve them. With how much money the Angels and Yankees have spent, they better get to the AL East. One of them will have to face the Astros. No, yeah, again, with the Angels, it's a joke they haven't made it all these years before. You got Mike Trout. You have the best player in baseball, and you haven't had a team good enough to surround him. Hopefully, Ohtani will be back, and maybe that'll give him a boost. But we'll see with the Angels. Well, he didn't have to sign. He decided since he wanted to stay with us. No, yeah, I mean, I'm glad that he's loyal to the Angels. I'm glad that he loves it there. But like at some point, I'm just shocked that he was sitting there going like, I want to play for a contender. I'll sign for the Yankees, but. No, he wanted to be there. When we score home run against the Yankees in the playoffs, Astros should follow by banging it at home plate to make them more. Exactly, yes. Again, if the Astros score a home run, they should hit a trash can. If the Yankees hit a home run, they should hit a trash can. It should be the ultimate like troll. What are the odds the Angels get at least a wild card? Well, we're gonna look at. We're gonna go to the Vegas sports book and we're gonna find out because that's where I like to get all my information here. So, by the way, we got about 15 more minutes here on the live chat. So again, guys, please, if you have questions, if you have comments, please let us know. And we'll talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. So I'm looking at the baseball odds for next year. And the odds right now are... Okay, so the Yankees are favored to win the East. The Astros are favored to win the West. The Red Sox are favored to get the first wild card. The Indians are favored to win the Central. And the Rays are favored to get the second wild card. So even with that, the Angels aren't favored. The Angels are like supposed to be like the 8th or 9th best team in the American League this year. So they still have a ways to go. I think Trout is the actual GOAT. I don't know if I could sit there and say he's the greatest player of all time when you guys have like when you have like guys like Ruth and Barry Bonds. But Trout, I mean, it's a shame he's never been able to do it in the World Series. So he kind of reminds me of like a Well, Tony Gwynn, I guess Tony Gwynn made it to the World Series. Like a Don Mattingly, although he's way better than Don Mattingly. But he has like someone like that. Barry Sanders is more appropriate. This great dominant player who's never able to be in a big moment because his team stinks. I don't think he's the greatest baseball player of all time, but he's right up there. Again, the 5-tool player that he is, the home runs, the just the all-around athleticism, his fielding. He's a special player, and he's great to watch. It's just a shame that you never really get to see him. Hopefully next year we'll get to see him in the World Series. Bonds, he took roids. Oh no, of course, Bonds. I know Bonds took roids. I'm just saying, like, if you look at it, steroids or non-steroids, Barry Bonds is one of the 5 greatest players in history of baseball, along with like Hank Aaron, Ted Williams, Gehrig, Manuel DiMaggio, all those guys. Bonds is up there. I know he did roids, but Sixers 115, Celtics 109. Yeah, great win for the Philadelphia 76ers tonight. Again, a fantastic performance from Joel Embiid. And looking who did great tonight. Embiid scored 38. Harris had 23. Who let the Celtics down tonight? Oh, Jaylen Brown had 41 minutes, only scored 8 points. Kemba had 29. Hayward had 19. Tatum had 15. Theus had 16. Cantor had 20. What a performance from Embiid. Great performance. Shut us all up. We were talking smack about him, and here he is. He's already a Hall of Famer for sure. Oh, of course. Mike Trout's going to be next Barry Bonds with no rings. I hope not. And think about that. Barry Bonds even went to a World Series. Barry Bonds eventually went with the Giants and got a World Series. Remember, he played the Giants. I think he did well in that series. The Angels won in 7. And that was it. Back to football. If you're the Colts and the Raiders, you tank the last 2 games now. Yes, they're both 2 games down. If you're the Colts and the Raiders, no. Because now if you tank, you're going to get a middle draft pick. Like, what's the point at this point? If you wanted to tank, you should have tanked earlier. No, I don't think. I don't tank. I just keep trying until eventually I'm eliminated. And then I stop caring. But yeah, Mike Trout is 100% a Hall of Famer. And again, and deservedly so. Deservedly so. I mean, again, the Raiders are going to win the last game of Oakland ever this Sunday. I think I took Jacksonville to win that game. It's hard to believe this is the last game in Oakland. It's hard to believe that this is it. I mean, all the history and tradition that's happened there in Oakland, and the fact that this is going to be the end. It's sad, but that stadium's a joke. It's a terrible stadium. It's unlike the Rams and the Chargers that they'll get a send-off. In terms of... Again, it's sad. It's disappointing that this is going to be the end for them. But... And by the way, remember, next year, we call them the Las Vegas Raiders. We don't call them the Oakland Raiders. We call them the Las Vegas Raiders. Remember that. Because we still say the San Diego Chargers for some reason. Some people still say the St. Louis Rams. It's Los Angeles Rams, Los Angeles Chargers, and Las Vegas Raiders. That is what you got to remember. So again, I'm disappointed that the Raiders are going to be moving to what's it called? The Raiders are going to be moving to Vegas, but yeah, it's better off for them, I guess. Rams or Cowboys? I think I took the Rams. I think I took your Rams, Niso. I believe you mean London Chargers. Oh yeah, that's right. They're moving to London. Gosh, no. Don't move to London at all. That's a disaster. Why? I don't know why we're going to London anyway. These people already have soccer. They don't need football. Why are we doing these? It just seems like a giant waste of time. So I don't get why we're doing it. Grow the game internationally. It's like, so what? Do those ratings count? I guess they do. So it is what it is. Whatever. I guess that's why the NBA goes to China. But yeah, I took the Rams. The Rams played great last week, and I don't trust Dallas right now. The black hole goes down with the team, but there's a line in basketball. In basketball, we said the Raiders moved from Oakland LA back to Oakland, yet nobody seemed to notice. That's in basketball. Basketball is quite a... I believe, again, if you're referring to the basketball movie, that's quite a movie. That's quite a movie. Costas and Michaels' star performances in that. They are terrific in basketball. The London games are all about money. Of course they are. Like the NBA games in China, all about money. All this stuff in almost every league is about money. The Raiders moved from Oakland to LA to back to Oakland, yet no one seemed to notice. Yeah, no one noticed at all. Well, when they went to LA, didn't they win a Super Bowl with LA? The Los Angeles Raiders. I think the Raiders won a Super Bowl when they were in LA. Then they went back to Oakland, and now they're going to Vegas. So again, sad they're leaving twice, but that stadium was a joke, and they have to move from it eventually. So it's going to be weird seeing them in Vegas next year. And eventually, I think next year also, the Rams and the Chargers are going to share a stadium, which good for the Chargers because that stadium is awful. It's the worst stadium in the NFL, the Chargers Stadium. It's just such a bad experience. So yeah. If Yankee fans talk about Astros trash can, I'll say Yankee stories are dried out and need to be juiced. We're good, right? We're good right now. We don't need no steroids right now. Yeah, in the '83 season, we're now in month 9 in the basketball playoffs. Again, Costas and Michaels are just they're my favorite parts of that movie. It's like Bob Uecker's my favorite part of Major League, despite all the good performances in Major League. And Costas and Michaels are just so serious with them. It's wonderful. I love a good announcer in a sports movie. Vern Lundquist and Happy Gilmore. I think Howard Cosell was in a sports movie once, and he was great. The guys in Dodgeball. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off with them. Yeah, a good sports announcer in a good sports announcer in a sports movie goes a long way. And like if he plays it right, there's nothing better than that. There's nothing better than that. So, all right, we got about 10 more minutes here, guys. So, again, if you have any final comments, final questions, please let us know here. We just reached 1,800 subs today, so hopefully, again, thank you guys so much for all the support. Hopefully, very soon, we will get to the magic number 2,000. Hopefully, in the next, again, if this pace keeps up, hopefully in a week or two. But we're gonna need your help, guys. Again, but whatever you guys can do, you guys have been great to me so far here on this channel, so I really appreciate it. Angels winning the championship. Right now I'm leaning towards no. But hey, I didn't think the Nationals were going to win the World Series last year. I thought there was no way the Nationals were going to win a World Series without Harper. But here they were. Road to 2K. Yeah, 2K. We actually reached the year. Oh, yeah. Hashtag road to, 2K. So, I mean, when I hit 1K, that was a huge deal. And by the way, when I get to 2K, hopefully soon, we will have a special 2,000 subscribers live stream. So that will come. I did one for 1,000, and that was great. So I'll be doing a 2,000 live stream hopefully soon. What's the worst fan tradition in sports? For me, it's the Hoggets of the Redskins. Why those guys even start that? Whatever. They do the hog thing. It's cute. What's the worst? Is there a fan tradition that I hate? Is there a fan tradition that I despise? Maybe Mr. Met. The fact that he has a giant baseball head. I don't think there's a fan tradition that I can't stand. Maybe every franchise going, oh, no, wait. I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. Every franchise doing the every franchise does that. It's just like enough. Yes, they are. I'm not guaranteeing anything right now. I'm not guaranteeing that any team's gonna win the World Series. What if it's at 3 a.m.? Will you still do it? No. I'm not gonna do it at 3 a.m. But like after the 2,000 subscriber live stream is gonna be at like it'll be like at 7 or 8 Eastern, and it'd be like just a special like 2-3 hours maybe of me just talking to my fans. Fans I use loosely. I guess you guys are fans. Talking to my subscribers about whatever the heck they wanted to talk about. It'd be like a 2-3 hour thing of just it's a Q&A. It's asking me. I mean, I already do this the Q&A, but this is like just a chance to just hang out with you guys. So that's what I'm planning for. Of course, yeah. So yeah, I'll be doing the 2,000 subscriber stream. I don't know when that is, but I will be doing it in the near future. So Denver, by the way, up right now 81-78 on Portland. Portland is closed it. The Carmelo Anthony edition is gonna when the Trailblazers win the title this year. The Carmelo Anthony edition is gonna be looked back on as like the Kawhi Leonard edition from last year. It's gonna be the thing that turns it around. I'm kidding. I'm only kidding right now. Seeing that going on the street. No, I'm sorry. The tomahawk chop is great. I guess is great. Again, it's like when like the Braves or the Seminoles do it. And then yeah, when the But yeah, every franchise has the and it's like no, not everyone has that. So yeah, everybody. But yeah, the tomahawk chop's kind of cool. I guess some people think it's racist now, but you know, so I don't know how much longer we're gonna be seeing that. But you know, it's a cool thing when you see it. It's cool. So, gosh. So as we wrap things up here, and we got about 6-7 minutes left here on the live stream. So again, any other questions you have to ask, please let me know. Thank you guys for joining us here in this live stream. Again, even if you're watching and even if you're watching and you don't usually talk. It's okay. I love hearing from you guys. So please, again, whatever you want, we're here for you. Another great performance from Lamar Jackson tonight. We're so lucky that we get to watch this guy every week. A special talent, throwing and running the ball, and again, all but locked up the Heisman Trophy. All but locked up the MVP this year. I mean, he's going to be a college football Heisman winner and NFL MVP. How many of those have there been? How many of Heisman and NFL MVP? That can't be that many. In terms of both, Lamar won that in 2016. He's going to win MVP in 2019. He's insane. How many of those guys have done the same? Okay, Cam Newton did it. All right. So hold on. Okay, we got the list now because Matt Ryan didn't win it, and then who won it? And then Mahomes didn't win it. Okay, so here's the list of Heisman Trophy winners and NFL MVPs: Frank Sinkwich, Paul Hornung, Roger Staubach, O.J. Simpson. Okay, that's not a great comparison. Okay, actually, I don't know if this is like all NFL MVPs. Okay, hold on. Because like some of these guys aren't really the MVPs. I'm talking like Associated Press MVPs. Those are the big ones. So, okay, so let's go here. I working on here. We got about 5 more minutes. So again, if you guys have any more questions, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. So, okay, so Paul Hornung in 1961. Paul Hornung, O.J. Simpson, Earl Campbell, Marcus Allen, Barry Sanders. Whew, that's some pretty big names there. And now Cam Newton, and now Lamar Jackson. Those are going to be like, I think, the 6 or 7 that have won the MVP and won the Heisman. So it's a pretty exclusive list. Lamar is about to join it. Okay, so here's watch when Astros Yankees win ALCS, and it should be the 4th straight time. Yankee fans always make excuses. Although I made no excuses when the Yankees lost the World Series. I said the Astros were a better team. Although I did say the Yankees didn't hit. So I don't think the Astros are going to sweep the Yankees. Hey, they didn't sweep us the last 2 times. I don't think it'll happen this time, Bryson. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in October again, hopefully. Lord willing. I had Wilson as MVP. Wilson was great this year, but Lamar's on another level. Ravens Niners Super Bowl, better than 50% chance or no? Maybe the Saints get hot with the points they're scoring. I don't think Tennessee. Tennessee can get hot, but I'm leaning towards no on that. I'll go 30. I'll go 20. I'll go 30%. I'll go 30% right now. I can't say 50. After the past few weeks, he ain't. So were the Nationals a 1-year wonder? I'm leaning towards it. They are the oldest team in baseball, so I'm leaning towards yes. It's a great bunch of guys and a wonderful team, but I'm leaning towards yes. Or the Seahawks take care of things. Again, you don't look out for Seattle. Maybe don't count the Saints completely out. No, they won't. So, man, Nisso's really, I'm sorry, not Nisso. Yeah, but yeah, don't count the Saints out either. Again, and don't even count New England out, even though they're terrible right now. There's a lot of good teams right now in the NFL. There's nobody. They keep choking. I hope you're not referring to the Yankees. But regardless, look again. We have so many teams right now that are in it. So many eligible teams. Again, this is a wide open league. I think, and we're seeing it in the NBA too. It's a wide open. Until next time, absolutely, Plasma Warrior. Again, we got 3 more minutes here. So again, final questions here. Roll them out. No, the Saints. Oh yeah, the Saints keep choking. Yeah, in the last 2, they lose a heartbreaker to the Vikings. Then the controversial call against the Rams. They got to turn it around at some. So again, right now I'm leaning towards San Francisco. It's going to be weird to me that Drew Brees is only going to get to 1 Super Bowl, but Aaron Rodgers looks like he's going to have the same thing. So what is the thing that I was looking at? I was going to say the thing I was going to say. Yeah. See, so a wide open league right now. A lot of teams that are in it. There's no. The Ravens are the favorite, but it's not prohibited. It's not definite. It's not like the Warriors in the NBA. It's why you like it right now. Again, a lot of parity right now in the NBA and the NFL. A lot of good teams, but also a lot of teams that could come out. There's a lot of possibilities here for the title. So I'm not ruling it out by now either. So again, final questions here, guys, in the next 2 minutes. I'm leaning Ravens Niners too, but I'm not guaranteeing it right now. So again, here's what you have in store for the next few days. Tomorrow, we have a Lakers Heat live stream reaction right after Lakers Heat. Come here and we'll talk about it. Saturday, we have a live Heisman show where it'll probably be a Joe Burrow win, but we'll cover that. Sunday, we'll have the Steelers and Bills live reaction. Right after that game, we'll break down all the games that happened in the NFL in Week 15. And then Monday, we have a live reaction to Colts Saints. Could be a very pivotal game in what happens with New Orleans here in the NFC. Pats versus Niners Rams, totally not my bias. I believe you, Niso. Again, don't rule out New England too. Even though the Ravens are the better team right now, don't ever slip on New England. I can't do it. I can never do it. So again, that's the schedule. That's the schedule coming up here. A lot of shows here in the next few days and weeks to come. And there will be also some people are picking the Falcons upset the Niners this weekend. Frankie, I'm leaning towards San Francisco. I can't do that right now with Atlanta. I can't do it. Even though they won last week against Carolina, I can't do it. So and also, we'll have a live reaction next week to the Garrett Cole press conference. When Garrett Cole has his Yankee press conference, we will have a live reaction to that. There's so much stuff going on here in the world of sports. Patriots just need Antonio Brown. Yeah, if they only had him, imagine how good they'd be. Yeah, Antonio, they can't sign him now. Antonio Brown's an idiot. He's too crazy. All right, I think that's it. If you guys have any final questions, if you guys have any final comments, again, let me know down there. Thank you guys again so much for watching these live streams. Thank you guys again, as always. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe down below. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe down below. I'm picking the Niners to win this week. I am too. Again, another great win from the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, the MVP is his. And the Ravens continue their march. They're the AFC North Champions. They continue their march towards the best team in football, and they continue their path down the road to Super Bowl 54. I have to remember which Super Bowl it is. It's Super Bowl 54. During that conference, I'm retiring from the game of baseball. Don't do it, Niso. No. There's a lot to live for, Niso. Your Angels or your Dodgers could come back. Don't worry. Garrett Cole, 29. Oh, Garrett Cole's quote. That'd be terrible. If Garrett Cole announced he's retiring from the game of baseball, I think I'd retire from the game of baseball. Are you streaming tomorrow night, Frankie? Yes, I'm streaming tomorrow night. I'm streaming the Lakers Heat game. Right after Lakers Heat, I will be broadcasting that game, or I'll be reacting to that. So I think that's it. Again, if you guys have anything left to say, let me know. Again, if you're new to this channel and you like what you see, make sure you subscribe down below, as we are on the road to 2K, to 2,000 subscribers, hopefully soon. So thank you guys again. This is a lot of fun to do. Congrats to the Ravens on your AFC North Championship. Lamar Jackson, I'd laugh so hard. No, it'd be terrible. It'd be terrible if Garrett Cole announced his retirement. Don't do that, Garrett, please. Save us all heartache. So, yeah, congrats to the Ravens. They're terrific, and Lamar Jackson is something truly special. Thank you guys again. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. God bless.